Sensei.
Good evening.
Yes, welcome to India, and we are all here to have a very nice discussion with you on a very interesting project. Okay, so as the first step, we would like to know, basically being a physics professor, how did you develop an interest in culture, especially Bodhidharma?
So, my point of view, Buddhism is scientific because no miracle is assumed on the fundamental principle of Buddhism. Just practice, then gives the result. So no miracle, no assumption. That is the base principle of Buddhism and practice.
Okay.
That is why I am interested in Buddhism.
Okay, so it's a connection between science and Buddhism.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you arrive at Bodhidharma?
Yeah. In Japan, Buddhism is Buddhistic culture is existing in the background of the society. So there are many opportunities for us Japanese interested in Buddhism. And for example, in a school, when I was a schoolboy, in every class there are some boys or girls who are from Buddhist temples. So there is in the background of our society there is Buddhism, and Bodhidharma is revered as the founder of Zen Buddhism. So particular school in the Buddhism. So I'm interested in the style of Zen Buddhism, and its originator, founder was Bodhidharma. That is why I am interested in Bodhidharma.
Okay, so this is about your interest in Bodhidharma.
Yeah.
So what was your next step? When and how did you start your research on Bodhidharma?
I was a university professor, but when I was young, already I became a lay Buddhist, so interested in Buddhism. But I retired the university professor in 2000. Since then, I have sufficient time to study Buddhism deeply. So my deep study started from 2000 and visited India after that.
Okay, so when was your first visit to India?
It was 2002, and in 2004 there was a conference in Hyderabad that was for mathematics. But after attending the conference, I joined the tour, Buddhist tour. That is name is Footsteps of Buddha Path,
Okay.
Buddha. So that tour visited four main places of Buddhism, Shakyamuni. There were Lumbini and Kapilavastu, the place of
okay.
birth, father's castle, and Kushinagara, where he passed away, and Magadha. Magadha, he stayed long time. And also I visited Sarnath. That's the place he first gave.
His first sermon.
Yes, first term of Buddhism. Yes. So I visited those places. It's very impressive. Because I saw realistic picture of those sacred places.
So how far do you think your visits to India and your visits to these places of Buddhist interest helped you in finding information about Bodhidharma?
Those places are Shakyamuni places, so not particularly related to Bodhidharma. So my school is Zen Buddhism. So when in Japan, I am interested in Bodhidharma. But in Zen Buddhism, Bodhidharma is found but standing side. The main person, the originator of schools, the monk in Japan, some monk bring from China the school, one Buddhist school. Then he became the originator of that school. So in that way, Bodhidharma was background in the in the school.
So this visit was mainly in the northern part of India.
Yeah.
When did you first visit South India?
Yeah, that is the main concern of my study. So before coming here, I thought to myself, I have to visit temples in China because the Zen Buddhism was developed in China, and there are many temples. And from the first master Bodhidharma, his teaching was transmitted to person. So each master has his own temples in China. And in particular, I visited 6 main temples from the first master Bodhidharma that is in Shaolin. And second master's temple, there were 2, and because the second master encountered a very sad story. Finally, he was punished because his teaching was so attractive. When he was 105 years old, very old, even that old person attracted many people. Then the younger monks are very angry, and the monks appealed to the governor. And finally he was punished because he made disorder. He made disorder among the Buddhist schools. So in the beginning stage, those masters suffered very severe experience. And third master, yes, I visited third master, and he up to third master, the school is very faint, not known, not popular, just hidden in the society. But from the fourth masters, the master attracted many young people, then started to grow the school. And I visited 4th, 5th, and 6th masters. So the Bodhidharma's teaching school was transmitted from master to master, and each master stayed different place, different temples. So I visited those temples because I thought I must visit those temples as a pilgrim before starting Bodhidharma project.
Bodhidharma, okay.
That is my motivation.
Okay. So once you came to South India,
Yeah.
how much could you discover about Bodhidharma?
Yeah.
Was there anything interesting?
yes,
I'm sure
yeah.
there should be something.
The home country of Bodhidharma is written in Chinese with 3 Chinese characters, but nobody identified which part of city, town in India correspond. So just they say his home country is in South India only. And I wanted to identify the place from the Chinese characters. And then sometime about 10 years ago, I tried to connect the pronunciation, Chinese pronunciation of the Chinese characters, and connect with the cities. Then I found among first 2 characters among the 3 is pronunciated as kan-chi. First is kan, second is chi in Chinese pronunciation. But in China there are a lot of local language. The language along the coast, east coast, where there are some port, trading port, trading with India or Southeast Asia's country. Those part, they pronounce it first to the kanji. Then I got to know there is a city in South India, Kanchipuram, and Puram means country. And in Chinese name, last 3rd character is just country. So I realized that the Chinese character is just a translation of phonetic transposition of the Kanchipuram. I came to India, there must be some evidence of Bodhidharma. And it was 2008. I came Chennai, but nobody showed me evidence. So since then, we have no just the but Chinese name shows the Kanchipuram. So I relied on that explanation, and that is directly specifies the place. But other scholars says sometimes Kanchipuram is one of the candidates of home country of Bodhidharma, and so not unique. That is most scholars' opinion, because scholars very afraid of to say deterministically, but 3 characters just specify the town. So that is why I came here and visited Kanchipuram. But even there, until recently, I couldn't find any evidence of Bodhidharma. But later I will tell you, actually we could find evidence of Bodhidharma in Kanchipuram.
And what are your future projects?
Yeah.
So now that you have some evidence
Yes.
about Bodhidharma
Yeah.
in Kanchipuram,
Yeah.
what are your future
Yeah.
projects? What do you plan to do with that?
Yes. First, I started NPO organization, non-profit organization in Japan to commemorate the Bodhidharma in his home country. And I appealed to Buddhist monk, Zen Buddhist monk, and we formed the NPO society and discussed how we can commemorate Bodhidharma. Then first thing we can do would be to place a monument to show this is a place of Bodhidharma country. Then we appealed to the Japanese society and Buddhist, Zen Buddhist, we showed our plan and asked donation to make the monument. That organization founded 2010, and our project started 2012. And after 1 year, we could get some donation. Then we can make monument. And to make the monument, we discussed the stone monument. It's obtained from Japan or China or India. And finally, we decided let us look for stone within India. And we approached the stone companies in Japan. That company has a relation with gem granite stone company here in Chennai. Then I approached gem granite whether they can make monument for Bodhidharma and the stone. Then they provided us, actually. And that original stone for the monument was taken from quarry in Tamil Nadu, to the west of Tamil Nadu. And it is granites, big one. Our plan is the width is 5 meters. The height is 2 meters. So it is big. And the company prepared two because for safety. So they made from one stone, one block of stones. They take from the mountain and brought from the mountain to Chennai, and cutting and carving. So the finally completed monument was completed 2014. 1 year. We are going to acquire the land soon. And future project, yes, once the land is acquired, we have a plan. First, we place the monument of Bodhidharma, big stone, in the garden. And also we plan to make the land is a Japanese-style garden. Yeah, but to make it well-planned garden, we apply for a grant from Japanese Foreign Ministry for culture. So we have such kind of plan, and also we just going to establish foundation, Bodhidharma Dojo Foundation. By the name, dojo means both. So body exercise and mind exercise, both are aim for at the land by making a multifunction hall. There we can do various demonstration or exercise.
Activities, cultural activities.
Cultural activity, that is cultural. And the foundation is NGO, a non-profit company. So our activity is purely cultural.
So apart from the government,
Yeah.
Japanese government, Indian government, that is central as well as state, who else do you think can support us in this project?
So far, we are not successful to get support from public organization, Japan government or Indian government, because our activity is small. So we had to carry out our project only by our public fund or donations from Buddhists in Japan. But so the amount is not so big enough. So next, we expect public support because we have now land, going to acquire land, and we have dojo place. And also, we discovered recently Bodhidharma carving in a big temple in Kanchipuram. So Kanchipuram is now becoming a big place for Bodhidharma and probably sightseeing.
Okay, so this much about the financial part.
Financial part.
The cultural part, how do you think people from South India or even all over India can support us? Do you think they can help us in getting more information about Bodhidharma?
Yes.
What way would you like them to help you?
So we can hold a conference or meeting about Bodhidharma or exercise, karate exercise or yoga. So in India, not only India, in the world, there is yoga day every year. I think we can hold yoga day festival at our place, and also every day we have to keep the garden or place. So that is actually exercise of. So the garden itself is dojo for the people staying there. And probably many visitors come and interested in our place. That I expect.
Yes. So it's a very interesting project relating to tourism.
Tourism.
Right?
Yeah, yes.
So in future it will be a very good project for tourism, and we can invite people from all over the world to learn more about Bodhidharma.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yes.
So I am sure it will be a place which reflects Bodhidharma in every sense. The artwork or the cultural activities, whatever is happening there, the Japanese garden, the images, it could be anything. So I think I can visualize it as a very interesting place which speaks a lot about Bodhidharma, right?
Yes, I think so, because this place is not restricted. So any cultural activity can be done. And original motivation is we make the place as a dojo of Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma's philosophy, Bodhidharma's exercise has two ways. One is yoga exercise. That is sitting, zazen, sitting yoga is now used as a main exercise in Zen Buddhism. That is one. But Bodhidharma had another way. That is now in Shaolin they use Kung Fu exercise, body exercise. And I think that is good for health keeping. So martial arts are not appropriate. Martial arts, the fighting, real fighting is not appropriate in this cultural activity. And also in Buddhism, fighting, no fighting in the principle. So health keeping, exercise is for health keeping, make our body good condition. So I think in our land, dojo land, we can make such kind of exercise. And we have multifunction hall, there those exercises can be done. If I have time to explain the place of the carving, Bodhidharma, I'd like to say there is in Kanchipuram Vaikuntha Perumal temple, very big and old temple. There was carving of monk or a person. That recently it is believed to be a Chinese monk or a Chinese merchant. When I looked at the picture, I immediately remind of Bodhidharma because that style is in Chinese painting. There are similar painting. So compared those Chinese painting and carving in the Vaikuntha temple, those looks very similar each other. And the Vaikuntha image, the person wears Indian clothes, dhoti. So that image cannot be Chinese, but only Indian. So Bodhidharma is the only candid person we can consider. And in addition, when we three visited Madame Uma Pao and her assistant, and myself visited Vaikuntha Perumal temple. It was this week, Monday, 3rd December. So when we found the sculpture, and we looked for the around the panels of around that monk. Then the assistant, could you tell me the assistant? Arulmodi. Mr. Arulmodi told me that image shows the king because of some string, symbol of king. So next to the monk, the king's image was there. And next to the king, a war scene consisting of elephant, horse, and soldier. There is such kind of panel. And next to the panel, there are two persons. And it is we considered two princes. Probably Madame pointed that. and the lower side, the dancer's image. And finally, last one is monk. So then I unified those panels, and I am surprised that surprisingly consistent with the description in Chinese literature. Monk Tanling was a disciple, Bodhidharma's disciple. So after Bodhidharma passed away, the monk Tanling corrected the Bodhidharma's teaching, philosophy, corrected just after 10 years. In that record, he described his teacher came from South India, and he was the third prince of a great Indian king, and he took the Mahayana path. So those descriptions just corresponds to the panels we found at the Vaikuntha temple. So I didn't doubt now. I do not doubt now that the monk is Bodhidharma. And interestingly, his appearance is not the usual monk. He carrying a stick. But in Buddhism, the Shramana style, so wandering around the country for the way of highest way of living, seeking for that way. But actually, the walking around seeking the way is just a monk's exercise. So I think now we have Bodhidharma sculpture, Bodhidharma in Kanchipuram. This is a new, this gives a new evidence in the academic society of Buddhism or Zen Buddhism. No evidence is known about Bodhidharma in India. So this finding give impact to the scholars, and not only scholars, maybe to the world. I am very happy because the reason I came South India is to find any evidence of Bodhidharma there, because Kanchipuram should have been in the hometown of Bodhidharma. Now I think I have found the evidence in Kanchipuram.
So I'm sure this time when you go back to Japan, it will be a very exciting trip back to Japan with some very interesting information on Bodhidharma.
Certainly.
And good evidence, a nice story which really matches the information stories available in China, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure next trip to India will be more rewarding, and we really wish you all the best in all your endeavors, Sensei. So we are all there to support you in this project. We are very happy to have you here and coming all the way from Japan to India, especially South India, to do something about an Indian monk.
Yeah.
So,
actually, it is my pleasure, and it's my life work.
Sensei, it was very interesting talking about Bodhidharma and the project, the Dojo Foundation, and we are very sure many interesting things are yet to come, and we really thank you for spending your valuable time with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.